for the first time.
I'm not really sure this is necessarily the image that we want for sporties. Just keep in mind that this is the first.
There's certainly already been a large amount of backlash for the woke Olympic Games, but if you thought it couldn't get worse,
it's about to get worse. Oh! It got worse. It got worse. It got worse. And it's gonna get worse. Crazy.
Yeah, so it's out of control.
Out of control.
And the Olympics let two slip through.
There are two trans boxers competing in the female division at the Olympics in 2024. This seems ridiculous to me.
I'm gonna let you guys who's a transgender and who's not. And let me know how many seconds it takes you to figure out who's a transgender person who's a man versus the person who's a biological woman. It's totally weird and unfair, but this is the way they want to do it. They say JD Vance is weird. That's weird. Man. This is the kind of stuff they want you to see happen. That's weird.
Look at those muscles, those biceps.
Which one's the man?
Look at the other one's biceps.
Oh.
It just started? That was the first 2 seconds?
Nah, I don't think so. That's where he started it.
En el hombro, otro golpe de impacto, le van a aplicar otra cuenta de protección. Cuidado, porque si llega una tercera ocasión es susceptible de que le detengan el pleito.
So like Martin.
Is this swelling going down?
Khelief no pudo contrarrestar lo rápido que desenfundaba tanto la izquierda como la derecha, y en la parte de este tercer episodio en reiteradas ocasiones el llave recto.
Y bueno, pues aquí repasamos estos momentos de apremio para la mexicana, como observamos aquí que le estaban dejando el guante.
Which one is the man? Is it hard to see?
Not at all.
Y'all tell me, is it hard to see which one the man is?
It's not hard, Officer Tatum. Pause.
Pause.
It's the big tones, the big muscles, and the long reach.
Homeboy ain't even trying.
And the man haircut.
Got a 5 o'clock shadow, ain't even trying.
Not even pretending.
I wonder what do all the officials think.
What country is this person from?
Algeria?
Algeria? What's going on in Algeria?
I don't know if they're from Algeria, but that's where some other games were.
I quit. I don't want nothing to do with this no more. That makes sense to somebody.
Oh yeah, Algeria.
This is a woman.
Wow, how did that happen?
How did that happen in Algeria?
There's nothing wrong with this person competing against women.
I want to fight him now.
Homeboy ain't even trying.
So, what kind of dude is proud to beat up on women?
You know what? I realized as he was saluting the camera, like Zuby last year, I think he's also a fighter or a wrestler, something like that. He registered as a female to be in a competition, obviously win, and just to prove a point that because you call yourself a female, it doesn't automatically make you less physically powerful. Obviously.
Clearly.
I saw something the other day saying that swimming had disqualified any trans athletes, and I went, okay, that's good. That's really good, because
I knew there was one sport,
and especially for fighting, there is an advantage for a man competing. You might say, oh, it's not a man, but somebody with that man's strength, you're going to have an advantage over females. Not only are you going to be the bigger person, like men are naturally going to have more muscle, a little less body fat, and they're going to be able to make lighter weights. And the first thing I saw when this boxer from Algeria was competing against his opponent, wherever she was from, I went, man, there's a big size difference. And damage is something which should be completely recognized and acknowledged in boxing. Why would you go, okay, swimming's not allowed to have transgender athletes, but boxing is? And
the funniest part is, just in 2023, both of these male boxers got pulled from the world championships because they both failed the gender eligibility test. Regardless of failing the gender test, I guess the Olympic Committee just let them compete.
Like, what?
No, but I don't get it though. Like, how do you train for years as a dude to go beat up on women and then do it at the highest level, beat up on women all over the world, and then get a medal and stand on the podium proud that you just beat all the women in the world.
Yeah, I won! I'm a strong woman!
In general, the girls that I've boxed against, even though they're high level, they just don't have the same punching power as guys. And when you're competing at the highest level, right, the Olympics, all of this makes a difference.
But as you can see, the person in red is the alleged male boxer. And boom. This person hits her in the face. And that's basically it. Right? That's basically it. Here's another angle. Look at that. Bam. Right to the dome. Just a basic straight to the face. And then afterwards, she was in tears. In tears. Is this what we want to see? Is this the world that we want to live in? Because that's the world that we're going to live in.
Why in the world would boxing allow? This is a sport where people can get really hurt. You can send girls in there to get really hurt against somebody they should not be competing against. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on this topic and you have a different opinion. But I just don't see this.
I don't know what they're doing, but it's not right. It's like they're evil Transformers. Not all the Transformers are evil, but some Transformers are Decepticons.
Decepticons! Transform and rise up! I thought he'd never ask!
Yeah.
And just like any group of people have good people and have bad people. And so of the Transformers, the Decepticons are the bad ones, and they just don't care. And take advantage of everybody and take advantage of this niche struggle class, right? This niche opportunity in this struggle class and just dominate.
Do you guys remember the 17-year-old girl from North Carolina, Payton McNabb, that was spiked in the face by a trans opponent? Well, she's paralyzed, right? She's paralyzed. She's been left paralyzed with brain damage by a transgender opponent who cackled with delight after knocking her to the ground. Everybody remembers this, right? Everybody remembers this clip. Yeah. That left her paralyzed. That left her paralyzed. So again, when we talk about this issue, it's not coming from a place of hate and bigotry. It's coming from a place of women's safety.
And so they're using that to their advantage to dominate in sports, and it's not fair. And it's clearly one-sided because you never see biological women going to play with biological men in professional sports at a high level because obviously they can't compete. Like, we all know what's going on. Yikes. I'm sure getting punched in the face is hard to watch.
Yeah.
The Olympics is going to let these two biological men beat women like a drum, but they fired this commentator for making this sexist remark.
Let's play a little game. Imagine it's day 2 of the games. You're watching a men's swimming event on TV. Meanwhile, a medal ceremony is also underway for the women's 4x100 freestyle relay. Suddenly, you hear this.
Well, the women just finishing off. You know what women are like, hanging around, doing the makeup.
Oh, scary! Oh, shiver my timbers!
An Olympics commentator has been removed from his job
Is that the end of the comedy?
outrageous sexist
That was
remarks
it?
Outrageous!
against female swimmers. Eurosports commentator Bob Ballard
What?
was covering
Is
the
it
women's
false?
4x100 meter swim relay when he was heard discussing the Australian team leaving the stadium. He said, "You know what women are like, hanging around, doing their makeup." Eurosports say they are removing
What?
the
They just got out the
commentator from their
pool.
coverage of the Olympics with
The
immediate
horror.
effect. Ballard claims he did not intend to upset or belittle anyone and has apologized
Who
for the
would that
sexist
upset?
comment.
It just makes no fucking sense.
Sexist.
It's just bullshit.
The man just made a funny remark about makeup,
What?
as if women don't wear makeup.
It's
They
not
act
even
like
funny,
he don't
it's
want to
just
put on a wig
obvious.
to go beat up women. Seriously though, at the end of the day, those are still biological men. And do you know what kind of man you gotta be to want to become a woman just so you can whoop their ass? But hey,
That's
what do
what
I
I'm
know?
saying.
I'm just a cisgendered man. I don't want to get in the way of anybody's equality. Women fought so hard for trans people, they gotta fight the trans people.
Oh, they life they had to face.
But I never thought I had to fight in my own house.
Should we expect women to do these things knowing that they're less capable than men?
Should women be bodyguards?
No.
We saw with that weird
Military training can be excruciating at its highest levels. But at the bare minimum, a Marine's got to be able to do 3 pull-ups.
3?
I want to ensure that every Marine is successful at
3?
their pull-ups on their PFDs.
That seems
That's nothing.
less than fair.
Half the female recruits couldn't do it.
They can't do 3 pull-ups?
Pushing back the day when it becomes mandatory.
If you have a failure rate
Whoa.
of
They can't make a mandatory
55% and 99% of the men are succeeding, obviously this is not going to work.
Men have to do
What?
3 pull-ups
Right.
minimum to pass the Marine's fitness
3.
test. It takes 20
To
to
be a
earn
Marine.
a perfect score.
20?
Women had to meet the same minimum, but only need 8 pull-ups to score perfect.
What?
Because so few pass, the Marines will let them choose to hang on the bar for 15 seconds.
Nah.
Pass without
15
doing any
seconds?
pull-ups.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Nah.
Look at Boosie. Come on.
Come on, man.
But to be a Marine,
15 seconds.
don't they have
That's-
to do stuff that's very physically laborious?
Yeah, fight.
Everyday life. And like they have to be able to swim and get out the
Swim,
water and fight and
carry things,
swim from a boat.
set up shop in remote locations. Nah.
Why am I only thinking about swimming?
3
Yes.
pull-ups.
Yes, 3 pull-ups.
Wow. I could be a
Just gotta
Marine.
Killing is my business, ladies, and business is good.
That's OD. Nah, that's OD.
Look at Boosie.
Nah, man.
Come on, man.
Generally, I'm not in favor of lowering any standards.
Zoe Bedell is a former Marine Corps officer who commanded troops in Afghanistan. Could you do 3 pull-ups?
Yeah,
I was
imagine
able to do 5 pull-ups, but it was that first one that probably took me the longest to get to.
at one point.
Bedell says women
5.
have to learn how to do pull-ups, something many have never done.
Sort of experiment with different techniques.
Exactly.
Figure out what other exercises to do.
Critics say the big point.
You know what else many women have never done?
What?
Fought a man. Like a for real fight.
Yeah.
And if you can't do 3 pull-ups, you're gonna lose
Yeah.
in a fight with a man. That's it. The end.
Yep.
Push over pull-ups is part of a bigger problem. Pressure from the White House to make the military gender neutral.
Something is wrong
Why?
here, and it's not the women's faults. It's the policy that the Marines are pursuing.
For me, I don't think that we should be compromising institutions where people's lives are at stake for the sake of equality. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I also think that feminism downplays womanhood too. It uplifts the male role of being the provider and tells women that they should aspire to be that. And it downplays the female role of being a mother. When women have an entire organ dedicated to this specific job. Women specifically have this organ. And
Doesn't
women,
need to
and
get punched.
feminists will tell women that this isn't their biological purpose. That's like me saying humans have legs, but we're not designed to walk. It makes no sense.
I like that point. That's a great point that a lot of people don't talk about. How feminism really just undervalues women. And the irony of it is so rich.
Right. Feminism teaches women to hate the natural order of things, like what their obvious role is. They teach them to reject that and to think of it as something kind of degrading. It's like if you lean into that role, then you've like given up as a woman. That's the sentiment.
What a mind trick to have something called feminism that pushes women away from femininity because it overvalues masculinity. It's like it's the same with the Transformers, especially like the men. Yeah. Men saying that they're women just because they said so is like the most misogynistic thing that anybody can do.
It's ma'am. It is ma'am.
It's the height of misogyny because they have reduced a woman to an outfit and a funny accent.
Right.
It's like if I have this weirdo accent and have this outfit and makeup, then I'm a woman. And if I say that I feel like what I think a woman feels like, then it's certified and it can't be questioned.
It makes no sense. Feminism has downplayed the role of womanhood so much that they can't even tell you what it is anymore.
What is a woman?
I don't think it's like defined. I think if somebody identifies as a woman, then they are a woman. I don't think there's any like biological or psychological determinants to what a woman can be. So
it's hard. It's a hard question because I myself will never understand because like, you know, I was born a female and I use she, her pronouns and I'm still learning about it.
I think I don't know, I think it's kind of complicated. Like I'm queer myself, obviously, like, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question to answer.
And it's like, no, like women are a thing. Like, you can't just be that thing. Like, I'm not a carrot. This thing has discernible physical features that make it what it is.
Right, because even when they go the extra step to get body implants to appear more like a woman, those body parts aren't functional. So
it's cosmetic. Yeah. It's a costume.
Well, he's wearing fake breasts and you're wearing women's clothes. You're like, it looks like you're pretending to be women. So you're not a man wearing women's clothes.
I'm just a person wearing clothes.
Yeah. See, I think you're playing women. You're woman facing it.
Let this out of shape man fight two women and tell me that men and women are the same.
He probably got the punch for this one, tell you.
Oh God. Yo, he's punching her crazy hard. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, folded her.
Women did so good at fighting the patriarchy. I guess the patriarchy fighting back. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L.
It's a W.
It's a W. But that was an L. And another thing, something he said reminded me of how feminism of the 90s was the girl power movement.
Have you got girl power, Eden? Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you about because I know you represent girl power. Tell us about it.
It's about spreading a positive vibe, kicking it for the girls,
Having a laugh.
Yeah. It's not about picking up guys. We don't need men to control our life. We control our lives anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Pick up some American men who you can control.
No. You haven't got it. You need controlling then, speaking on behalf of American men, do you?
What's more power than that?
Because we'll happily come down there to Seattle and educate you.
And I just realized in saying that is how you know that it's different from manpower. Because that's a whole thing. And then horsepower is a whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's different levels of power.
For sure.
And you know what? At one point, you mentioned a skill that most women don't have is fighting a man. And I kind of zoned out because I have been punched in my entire life one time by any gender. And it happened to be by a man. And it literally knocked me out. Like, off my feet out. And so I was like, just kind of thinking back to that, like, wow. And what the guy actually told me after the fact was that I was lucky that he used his non-dominant hand, because if he used the other hand, he said I would have still been on the floor. I'm like, oh, whoa. So guys know. And yeah, I don't think a lot of women have been hit by men because I don't think they would be doing all this rah, 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 rah. But yeah, it's not a road to go down willingly, unwillingly. Yeah, there's manpower, there's girl power, there's horsepower.
Yeah, that's terrible. I hate to hear that story, but it's real though.
It is real. These are experiences that people need to have and report back, because now women getting pummeled, fighting 2 against 1, which is not even a real sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just getting wasted because we are now, the agenda is for us to pretend as if, no, we can do this, girls. Girl power.
Yeah, see, that's my problem with the situation. It's like, it puts us directly against each other in terms of like, you know, who is the strongest, who has more muscles. What it does is it directly distracts women from what their real power is. And women's real power is not physical strength. That's what men's power is. Women's power is something else, something more subtle, something less direct. It's feminine energy. And until women get in tune with like how to really wield that power, then we're going to be in a weird place in society.
Right, we're like trying to arm wrestle.
It's a futile effort. Y'all can't beat us in strength things.
They're not even trying now. They just suit up and win the Olympics.
Whenever there's a Decepticon around, they need to just not compete on the basis that competition with this individual would not be fair, so therefore not going to compete.
Right, the sport's been infiltrated by people who don't meet the criteria to play. Yeah, it's true, because there have been instances where someone has been left behind a few grades, so now they're older and taller and they are winning for the school's basketball team, and people have a problem with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's called a ringer. So if you can acknowledge that an 18-year-old is significantly stronger than a 16-year-old, then why can we acknowledge that a biological man is significantly stronger than a biological woman, just in general?
Right.
It's like 1 + 1 equals what?
You're adding 2 + 2 and getting potato?
Yeah.
And no, I don't see stories about girls who are older and trying to sneak in to be the ringer. Only trans that are in what they call stealth mode.
Yes, we learned about this back in the 90s. Like, anybody ever seen Ladybugs?
Hi, I'm Kimberly.
When Michelle's mad.
Ladybugs is crazy. They recruited Homeboy, and Homeboy was getting crazy on them on the field. They won all the games. They could not lose because Homeboy was obviously better than all the girls.
Yeah.
They made a whole movie about it, and we laughed about it as a comedy. And now it's not funny at all.
They were what they call it, predictive programming.
For sure. And now it's a horror film.
Thanks so much for watching this dumpster fire with us. Hope it gets better.
It got worse.
Only you can stop forest fires. That's what it is. See, here's the thing. We thought Smokey the Bear was just talking about smoking in the woods or leaving your campfire burning. And most of us don't go to the woods and set fires. So we're like, okay, whatever. But what he was really saying was deeper. It was anytime you see a little bit of a fire starting, you got to put it out, no matter what the context is. And we've been getting this little fire, little flames here, flaming there, flaming here.
Woman. W-O-M-A-N. Woman.
Wrong! It's got an X in it now for some reason. W-O-M-X-N. Now get out of here!
And so now all the torches are lit at the 2024 Parisian Olympics. And big old dumpster fires. It's like a stadium fire at this point.
The world is on fire.
Now it's in the boxing ring. Now the fire has moved into the boxing ring.
Protect women. Protect all women.
Protect all women.
Protect all real women.
I know, because I'm like, they don't sneak in there.
Yeah, no.
We leave it too.
Protect all born women. Yeah.
Keep the borders too loose. We got to secure that border.
It's crazy out here.
All right, y'all. Be sure to like.
What is there not to like?
Subscribe and share so we can get Mo Meta.
It's a meta watch party.